All right. Oh, jeez, I tell you what. You see sweat on my brow? Man, I'll stick around until everyone's back in. Apologies for that. I've used this system twice now since moving my office back home. And both times it's snookered me. So apologies for that. I everything was set right. It just for some reason, I don't know why, but it happens. Can you hear me now? I believe that you can hear me now. Oh, can you see the sweat? Man, my sincere, deepest apologies. I'm very sorry for that. Like I said, for those who are just coming in now, I blame COVID. Genuinely, I would be in my office. So yeah, I would be in my office normally, and it wouldn't be a problem. It would have all worked. But yeah. Now here's the other thing. Just a second ago, as I was having these issues with the audio, somebody also said that it was that the image was a bit glitchy. Now, I had actually tethered that through my mobile phone, which is generally very, very fast. Now, my computer, there's no question about how fast that is. It is an absolute bull terror. It's a killer. Is it okay now? Because if there is an issue with the internet speed on this one, which I would find very strange because I do this scan 5 days a week. I literally do this scan 5 days a week and never, ever have any problems. So we'll roll with it again today. If there are any issues, please just let me know. I'm going to be around for quite some time. And yeah, I mean, we might just need to find a workaround. I'm not quite sure what it will be because, like I say, I stream live every single day. Okay, every single day I do stream live. So yeah, maybe YouTube requires a lot more. I don't know, speed or something. So I really, really don't know. Hope you got a tea. Hope you had a good Easter. Okay. Oh. All right. We shake it off. We move on. So guys, welcome to the second scan with FTX. Thank you, FTX, for putting this on for all of y'all. Of course, there will be a number of you that are here live, and there will be a number of you that will be watching this later on. So you will be going, what on earth is this weirdo talking about? But we're going to go through and do a scan of the market. Now, you've been through part one, and we've got over 300 people registered for that. So that's been a roaring success. Part one, of course, last Thursday at 4 p.m. Part two will be this Thursday coming at 4 p.m. Don't forget, it's been a long weekend. It's very easy to forget the days at the moment, considering it's just a roll on each day, yeah? So we do have Thursday coming in. 2 more days. 2 more sleeps. For Tuesday? Yeah, 2 more sleeps. Where we'll be going through part two. If you did not get to see part one, we do have that recorded, and we do have a page for you. What I need you to do is email admin@tradercobb.com. And as a matter of fact, there's a link below here you can click on that will take you for the registration of the events 2, 3, and 4. So there you go. There's the housework out of the way, that sort of thing. Let's go and have a look at the markets. Top screens 4 hour, bottom screens daily, top 10. I always open up and have a quick little sticky beak at just to see what the market's looking like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's my second scan for the day, and I have created a watch list, and I do like what's on it. And I think we're all going to, I think we're all going to have some opportunity by going through this. Okay. So top 10, not much happening here. A little bit of movement. Okay, it seems like I've got some amazing facial expressions. No problem. Let's go with the glitchy. Hang on. Must just be YouTube because we don't have this problem anywhere else at all. But it's okay. We'll get through it, and what you will see, I think, in the recording might not be glitchy. I don't know, but we're gonna have to work with. It's obviously a YouTube thing because we didn't have a problem with this any on anything else that we use. It just seems to be YouTube. So we'll get a fix on this. For the meantime, enjoy the very interesting facials. Okay. We'll move to Ethereum now. What I'm looking at, actually, I'll go back to Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin here, now here's what I was liking the look of last week, pulling back into this cradle zone. Now this is part of what we covered a little bit last week in part 1, but a little bullish candle in here. It broke to the upside. It would have been just wonderful to see it go and just keep moving higher, push above 7,000 again, and just continue to have that beautiful trend going. That spike that we saw on yesterday, does it concern me? The answer is, it really has to be said. It is not a concern. No, it's not a concern to me at all. And here's the reason why. It hasn't actually affected the cyclicity of this chart. And if anything, if I put in my Fibonacci from this point here to here, you'll see it's come down and just tapped on that 50% mark. So it's neither here nor there as far as I'm concerned. It's just a little bit more unfortunate that it didn't push on. Second thing I wanted to take into account here is this weekly candle. That weekly candle is relatively bearish. Okay, it did push up. It went back into that cradle zone, and it sold off from there. Okay, and we have seen that sell off and break those lows of this candle. Now that's not a good thing, but it rejected it. So again, I'm reluctant to turn away from being too bullish at this stage, just simply because the trend is still there. Okay, the trend is still there. So yeah, you're going to see this across many of these different pairs with the perpetual contract, and I'm not concerned. If you look at the 2-day, it really smooths it out. Higher low, higher high, potential higher low. We just want to see it break to new higher highs in the not too distant future, and we'll get much more opportunity there to trade. So I'll just jump back down. Why have I got these Fibonacci's drawn in? I'll jump to the 15-minute right here. Now this is my trading strategy called the Fibonacci booster. Now I didn't get one here, by the way. I did draw it in, but I didn't get a perfect overlay. I'm looking for a double overlay here, so I'll get rid of those. But again, I'm happy to come down to these lower time frames and look for cyclicity. What have we got? A higher low, a higher high, a pullback here. You see this? A pullback, bullish candle. That's a cradle right there. So that's a potential long trade. I'm not in it. I'm obviously with you guys right now. The bit rate you can upload. Okay, well, Luke, I'll get you to have a look at that, mate, because that is left-handed Swahili to me. So potential there, and again, it will come. I'll be able to go into a lot more detail as we go through, especially part 3 of the 4-part series, because it will really just expand on what I'm talking about here, fill in some of those blanks, and I'll be able to go into those lower time frames and really start to explain to you in great detail what I'm looking for as I go through each day. So these will become a lot more detailed, as will your understanding of the strategies as you go through this 4-part series with FTX. So we'll jump out of here again, jump back down to Ethereum. And what we're seeing across the board here, again, very similar chart there to Bitcoin. You can see it pulled back, pretty average on that pullback. Doesn't affect the quality of the set. Thanks, Kevin. Looks like some people are good, which I'm just going to keep rock and rolling because I don't have much of a choice, really. I can't magically, even if I rub my cranium, it doesn't, as genie-ish as it looks and shiny, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. So yeah, higher low. Again, it looks more bullish than bearish to me at this moment. And the thing that kind of killed it yesterday was this, higher low, higher high. I was like, yeah, beauty. That was over the weekend. And then unfortunately, from a higher high to a lower low, that just doesn't cut the mustard. It's not good enough. I want to be trading with good, strong trends, and I don't have that at this stage. Yeah, sure. Look, I can Scooby down to the 15-minute here if I really want to, but I don't. Not at this stage. I want to see a clean break. I want to see good cyclicity on multiple time frames for me to really start to go to those lower time frame opportunities. Now, lower time frames means much bigger volume, or much bigger position sizes, but it also means that I am carrying a fairly hefty position on a, if I was to have anything go wrong, a black swan event, I do carry a little bit more risk. So I am quite cautious about those lower time frames. More than happy to trade them, but I want to make sure that I've got as many of my essential factors and bonus factors in my favor before I'll actually take them. So my scan this morning it really did present not a great deal in the top 10. And we're sort of covering on that right now, because we just saw this higher high, lower low, and we're sort of come back in. So it did kill off a lot of these charts. It did sort of wreck them. And even as you see here, it broke down to a new lower low here. A new higher low potentially. So there wasn't a great deal to start off with, but there are some gems. There are definitely some gems out there. Algo perp, we've got to be aware that we might actually get opportunities to the short side. We might see the market roll over. We don't know that. My job as a trader is to trade my trading strategies. It's to trade what I see, not what I think. Thinking gets me in trouble, and I try my best not to do too much of it, to be absolutely honest with you. It's better to just focus on what I'm good at. So am I going to look for a short here on Algoland as there is a cradle in this little moving average zone? No. Why? Higher low, higher high. From a higher high to a lower low, that is not an uptrend. That is not a downtrend. So again, it's a period for this particular market that I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to be patient, and that's okay. We all have plenty of time, with or without this, lockdown enforced upon us at the moment. There's always time. There's always another trade. So never let yourself get into that place where you're chasing a move, because it doesn't end well. Not long term. Maybe short term you might have had a couple of wins on that, but long term, it's not going to help. It's not going to help. Again, alt perp here. Again, a beautiful setup over the weekend as far as cyclicity. Now, that wasn't a trading strategy. For anyone who's familiar with this crypto cradle strategy, the 2-day needs to have the moving averages in the correct order as well. Now, that's going to be covered on in part 2. We're going to cover all that in part 2. You'll start to see it coming together, but it would have been nice, again, like Bitcoin, to see sail on up. As it stands right now, the lack of cyclicity and trend on the 4-hour, don't want it. Atom, very much in the same place, higher high, lower low, moving back. Do I want to trade that on the lower time frames? My answer is no. Okay. Now, the only reason my answer is no is because if you're trying to get a relatively large size position, you want to risk a couple of $1,000s, let's say, or even just 500 of US or whatever. With this, see how it's a little bit, the chart looks a little bit funky. Now, again, I'll show you this week, what it looks like. To look at a chart and to know it hasn't got a great deal of volume. Now, don't get me wrong. You have that across everything. Traditional markets have stocks that don't have a great deal of volume. So you need to trade the market that your account allows you, or the market allows your account size. Now, if I had a $4,000 account, I could probably trade this. And why would I be looking to trade this? Look at the cyclicity. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, pull back. Let me throw in a couple of fibs here. We might actually have a double level right there where we are at the moment. Again, not suggesting that this is a trade here, just seeing what I can find by using, there you go, bang on there. I think we might even get a third overlay over here. Yes, there we go. So what have we got? The 38.2, the 50%, and the 61.8%, all in that same sort of area. I look for a confluence of events. I look for multiple things to occur at a very precise area before I even consider taking a trade. That's the sort of thing I look for. I won't be looking to take a trade there just because I just want to see some more volume come into Cosmos first. Not to say that I won't take it in the future. Why? Because markets change. Volatility shifts, and when it does, I will be there. Okay, especially in the higher time frames. Again, Bitcoin Cash kind of wiped out. Higher high, lower low. Is there an opportunity for a short there? Not in my book, no, not at this stage, just because that cyclicity is not there. But Binance, this was a beauty from the weekend. Let me take you through this, because this is something to really learn from. Higher low over here, higher high, pulling back into that cradle zone, bullish candle in that cradle zone. I don't know if the 2-day was sort of matching up as well. No, it wasn't. But on the 12. Now, you guys probably saw this. Did anyone, by the way, anyone who's on this live now, did any of you guys take a trade here? As I pointed it out on the, what day? Oh, was it this? Just trying to remember. Did the Binance, did I get that one up on the last video I got out? I think I did. So on YouTube, when you put the notifications on, you'll see the videos of my scan, not just the scans, but also the the watch list that I come up with. And this was one of the ones that I spoke of on this 12-hour, beautiful bullish candle. It did break up, moved well beyond 1-to-1. And the nice thing about it is, look, whilst everything else, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin. Did a very similar thing here. But Bitcoin, look, it broke that low, so you would have been stopped out. Bitcoin Cash, it broke the low, same thing. Binance, nope, it held its ground. Perfect. So very nice trade, managed to get in, stay in, hit 1-to-1, and I'm very happy with that. But now we've got to talk about what's going on now. It got very ugly, it got very messy, it's got to be said. Jump down to the 1 hour now, let's move lower, higher low, higher high. Just trying to see, is there, it's kind of, it was really messy and it's just shot off, hasn't it? I mean, went straight up, came straight back down, went straight back. It's a little bit all over the show. So at the moment, what I'm doing here is trying to find the chart with the best cyclicity, and I've got it here on the 15. The 30. See we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This pullback here could represent the first trading opportunity on Binance today. And what would the level be? Let's look for some old support and resistance levels, sort of through something roughly through here. Now, it's not precise and it's not perfect, I've got to say that. But somewhere in around that region will have us coinciding with a bit of an old support level and the moving averages and the uptrend and good conversion. So that is going to remain on my watch list. I've been watching that all day, waiting for this opportunity, and it may just come in the next half hour to an hour, I think. If it's going to happen, it'll be happening then. BSV didn't break those lows down here once again. Look, a little bullish candle. It hasn't broken those lows. Very similar to Binance in that sense. Let's go a little bit lower here and see if we've got anything. Again, a little bit choppy moving through here. It has broken, it has moved higher. Let's go lower and see if there's the potential. Again, I'm looking for a level of resistance or support or anything like that. Now, I've got a couple of tests. 1, 2. 2 tests equals resistance if it's above price. And again, we touched on that, I think it was last Thursday. I am going to put that in. I want to go 30. Then I'm going to go up a time from a multiple of 2, 30 to the 1 hour. The moving averages are in the correct order. It's not the greatest of trends, but it is there. What's a 15 look like here? Ooh, I'm starting to see something, I think. Let's have a look. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm often wrong. No, that doesn't add any weight to that at all. I'm going to suggest it was 30. I'm going to keep it on the 30. I'm going to put that in the watch list. And you'll be able to see the watch list at the end of this too, by the way. By the way, to register for the webinar, and if you, for those of you who have just come in, if you haven't already registered for the 4-part series, please do. Just go to the link in the description of this video, and if you would like us to send you part 1 because maybe you missed it, just drop us an email, admin@tradercobb.com. We've got a page that's already set up there, so you can go and do that, so you don't miss out in section 1. You can pick up on number 2. Okay, so looking here at Bitmax, 4 hour in the middle, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, pulling back up and in. Good cyclicity. Yep. From the 4 to the 8, looking for a confluence. We're looking for the trend to be the same. Higher low. Yep. It's fine. The moving averages, they are in the correct order. Now, of course, this will make more sense as we go through the 4-part series. As it stands now, small bearish candle in here. That could be a good little opportunity. Let's have a look at the 2 now. Oh, I don't like the 2. Let's see there's a flat level in here somewhere. Again, a little bit thin through here by the look of it to my eye. I'm not a real fan of these sort of spiky charts. Look, spike up, spiky. That typically happens when there's a fat finger or a little bit of, I just don't like it. It can put you in, take you out. It can be a little bit of a mess, but it's fine over here at the moment. So I'll keep that in as an option. Much better for smaller value accounts, just simply because it didn't look like there was it won't have the same won't have the same liquidity as that of Bitcoin. Okay, let's have a look at Doge here. A little bit messy there for me. I can pretty much walk away from that without too many issues right there. When I come to Dragon, very similar. It's all over the shop. It's not something that fills me with any real confidence. And what we're going to be learning throughout these scans and throughout what I do is how to be fairly efficient with our time. Now, of course, I can do this scan very, very quickly. What I'm trying to do is pluck out little bits and pieces that can help you guys to understand how it all comes together and why it comes together in the way that it does. Ethereum Classic, again, very much wonky and not so good. Yeah, gonna leave that one. Exchange token. Ooh, hello. Did I get filled on that? No, I'm not in this one. It's something else. So another bullish candle. It's broken to the upside, chugging along quite nicely. Really nice cyclicity here, as you can see. Higher low, higher high. Back into those moving average cradle zones. Moving quite well. I quite like the look of that. Let's jump to the 4 now, as I might be interested in a lower time frame here, because it has moved quite strong today. Not a huge fan of that too. See, what I like to see is I like to see not just straight up. I mean, I like to see it straight up when I'm in. But when I'm looking for a trade, I'm looking for that beautiful cyclicity. And I don't see it on the 1 hour. I don't really love it there on the 30 there either. I'm going to move on. Horby. Another little bullish candle holding its ground. Okay, so we've got a nice bit of trend there. Let's jump back up again. I'm going to go straight to the 1 hour here. Higher low, higher high. A little bit messy, I've got to say. A little bit whippy. I'll leave that for the moment. But these are starting to look really nice. As these daily trends are sort of playing out, this pullback starting to play out. If we are to see us move through to a new higher high, we're likely to see something like this. When we have a nice trend, we have good cyclicity, what we're looking to have is a pullback that makes a higher low, and then onto a higher high in the case of an uptrend. So opportunity should exist. If we continue to see that, well, it shouldn't exist. It will exist. Leo, a little bit spiky for me. I'm going to go to Link, because Link is one that, oh yeah, yes. Yes, I've got that written down here. This was one of the ones that I really wanted to show you. And it's the lower time frames I like. But before we hit the lowers, let's hit the highers. Higher low, higher low, boom. Holding its ground. It's not really pulled back. It's looking quite strong at the minute. If I look at the higher time frames, you might look at this and go, oh, a pullback would be nice. Yeah, would be. But it's not doing it. If we look at the 4 hour, what you'll see as we go through this high, higher low, higher high, we've got some pretty strong divergence. That'll be covered in part 2. You haven't missed that bit if you don't understand what that means. I'll make sense of it shortly. If you go to the 2, however, the picture starts to change a little bit. And if I'm trading the lower time frames, I look to the higher time frames that are relevant to that time frame. No worries, Crypto Frog. Thanks, mate. As you can see, test 1, little bee's dick here. Very, very close. I want to see another test, but it's when we hit the 1 hour that things really start to come together. And this is what I love about price action. This is the way I read a chart. I'm reading what the price is telling me. It's the most important thing that anything that I'll ever get. As we come up into this level, notice these higher lows. Higher low, potential higher low. I need to get another test. I need that third test for me to trade a Bitcoin breakout. But I combine that with the moving averages in the correct order. I combine that with convergence here on this 60-minute. And we start to get something that's coming together. A confluence of events that could help us to create opportunity for us. Don't forget, technical analysis is merely just the opportunity to present you with entries. That's all it is. Now, because I'm a trend follower, I increase my probability just by being a trend follower. And then because I follow strategies that I know to have worked well over the years, the 14 years that I've been trading, again, I increase my probability on that. And that's why I'm here to help you guys. Now, this one's in the list as well. No worries. Let's keep going. Litecoin. Litecoin's been a bit of a mess. It kind of had a pretty decent little fallback here. I'll get rid of that level because that was from last time. I'll jump to the 1 just quickly. No, wait. See what I mean? It's just not got that clarity. I want things to really stand out to me. Really stand out. Very clear chart structure is what I'm really after. Matic is not showing me that. Maybe there's a flat level across these 3. Let's have a quick look. That's not looking too bad. That's not as bad. That is not as bad. So we're looking at the lower time frames here. Let me just jump up and have a look at this daily. I want to be clear on this. Higher low, higher high, pulling back. It's not the greatest of daily trends, let's be honest. It is consolidating. I don't love it for that reason. Sorry, I don't love that higher time frame. But I've got to say, a little bit thin on these lower time frames. So if I was to take a position, I probably would minimize my risk there. I just so I can actually get my fill and not get some slippage. It's important to do that. I think I actually like it more on the well, we're convergent on the 1 hour, moving averages in the correct order. I tell you what, if you were if this was to move, you get a very tight entry and stop loss as a Bitcoin breakout. So I will pop that in the list. And don't forget as well, level of resistance. If it breaks above a pullback in, could also represent opportunity there as well. So just be aware of that. I'm going to jump back to the 4 and keep going. Mid perp. Again, that clarity of trend it just doesn't exist there. I'll check the 1 hour base on that higher low potentially. No, it's not that clear market structure that I want. OKB, I'm long OKB. I got long in this today based on this candle here. It's a cradle trade. Stop is underneath here. Entry is as it broke through the high there. So I am long. I've actually had some pretty good success on this contract on the higher time frames of late. So, and the 2 days also looking quite good. So that's the reason why this is in the watch list currently. I'll just see if there's anything there lower time frame wise. Doesn't look like it. It looks a little bit stuck, to be honest. But because I'm not looking at the lower time frame for a trade, it was the higher time frame I got my fill down here. So I am in profit ever so slightly. Nothing major though, but I am very happy with that setup itself. Shit perp. Again, doesn't give me that clarity that I need to really sink my teeth into that. The trend's not really there. Tomo. Unfortunately, Tomo's a bit all over the shop there, mate. You've had a big weekend. He looks a little bit sideways. Not interested in that at all. Tron. Looking very much like he went out to the party with Tomo. Very sideways, a bit all over the shop, very messy. I'm going to get rid of this level because it doesn't really have any relevance anymore. At the time, I was looking for a pullback into there. It did not do that. So for me, I can put that in the bin. XRP. What's that level? Yeah, okay, a little bit of something through there. Again, very messy. It's not really what I'm after. That chart structure just not clear enough. Tezos. Oh yeah, I've been liking the look of Tezos. Let me take you through why. Higher low, higher high, pulling back into this cradle zone. This is the daily chart. Multiple time frame analysis, multiple factors coming together. Working down here. The 4 hour. Well, you can see a little bit of a level there, but it's messy, right? We look at that and go, hang on, mate, it's messy. Yeah, I get it, it's messy. Let's move lower again. Let's start to build some more of the picture. You beauty. I've been waiting for that all day. What is it time? Right, okay, so test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, you beauty. Let's go to the 30. I think this is going to be a good place right there. Let me have a look because I need to have an entry and I need to have a stop loss. Now, this is a Bitcoin breakout trading strategy. This is not the strategy that I'm teaching you guys on the 4-part FTX series. It's one of my own. You get one of the 3, so not bad, huh? But I really do like this. Now, if you don't know what the breakout strategy is, not a problem. If you're looking at the cradle, let it break, pull back into that region. But for me, I'm kind of liking the look of this in a big way. I'd like to see the higher low sort of represent itself a little bit better than what I've seen there on the 30. I could get a stop in underneath here. I could get a stop in underneath here, and I could get a stop in underneath here. On the 1 hour, my stop would go underneath here. On the half hour, my stop could go underneath here. And on the 15-minute, my stop could go underneath here because these all represent different pullbacks on different time frames. If that's blowing your mind, don't worry about it because it will be taught to you. Well, the cradle stuff will be taught to you. This sort of stuff, you can do that later if you wish to do so, but it's a nice level. It does represent a potential opportunity for a move higher. If we're talking about the cradle, it would break out and pull back. That's why Tezos is in my list at the moment. So I'm going to leave that in there. Privacy coin, wonky all over the shop. And I wanted to go to Pax. There we go. Now this is obviously gold, moving very, very well indeed. Wonderful trends. And jump down to the 4 hour here. There's been some opportunities. Just be careful around this sort of stuff, right? So see all this. This is during the evening. it looks very illiquid to me. The fact that there's not very much trading going on through there is somewhat of a concern. There is definitely periods of volume and volatility, but throughout if you ever see little flatlining candles like that, I would certainly be very, very careful, because it generally shows that there's not a great deal of trade going on there. And my job is to protect you guys, to talk about FTX and to show you guys trading opportunities. And that's something just to be aware of. I'm sure that as more liquidity comes in, as we get more people onto the platform, as we all trade together, this will definitely change. But for the time being, just see if you can find patterns. And if you see this sort of thing, just be very aware and be very careful, please. It's important to keep the money you've got first and foremost to manage that risk. So let's go back and have a look at the list that we do have here, because we're starting with Bitcoin. There was not much to talk of on Bitcoin, if you recall, but Binance. Let's have a little look at where we got to. Down onto the 1 hour here, waiting for that pullback. Nothing there yet. Looking for a cradle trade in and around that 15, 18 or $15 mark. Excuse me. On to Link. Now, if you do recall, let me get out of there, throw that back on the daily and get the time frame I need up here. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. If we have a look at Link, see the higher lows? That's what I was talking about. That's like the pressure builder, the pressure cooker, poof, and it shoots through. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for there. So for me, I'd love to see it go whooshka, hit the level, give me my third test, pull back, give me that higher low. But even if we do move up to there now, we could potentially call that a higher low. Looking at that resistance, watching it very, very closely. There are 3 strategies I use: a crypto cradle, which you can learn for free on behalf of FTX. There is the Bitcoin breakout, which is one of my other strategies, and the Fibonacci booster. Now I'll be giving away a bunch of all of it, trying to help out on every single thing, but the full strategy is going to be the cradle. But there are 3 that I work with. Why? Because markets go sideways, they move fast, which is the booster, and then they slowly move in a very cyclical manner, which is our cradle. OKB, not much really on the go here for you guys at the minute. It's in my watch list because I am already long based off the daily, but we do have some opportunities coming up right now. As I said, Tezos, beautiful. This could continue to build, by the way. It might not break straight away. It's got just what I need. As long as it doesn't push down too low and wreck itself, then this will remain in the list. Very, very nice looking flat level. Whether you trade a breakout that you might know yourself, or you try to pull back into that, I'm sure we'll see opportunities around that, unless it just tanks. And if that's the case, then there ain't much that we can do about that. Let's go lower down to the 30-minute here. We were looking at this as we did see this flat level, this resistance, a pullback into there. Excuse me. Would be wonderful to see. A little bullish candle. Once again, could give a little cradle trade in there. I shall keep an eye on that. Bitmax, we're looking at this on the flip side, on the downside, watching this 4 hour. If we can get a nice little, that's not the most bearish of candles now, but certainly worthwhile keeping an eye on. And finally, Matic. We were looking at this on the lower time frames as well, with this resistance. Test 1, test 2, test 3. Smaller accounts better, or just a smaller risk of the trade size when you take the trade, if you are to take that. So there's been quite a bit of breakout stuff on the go today. Breakout levels still can represent opportunities for you to be trading the cradles. Once again, guys, every Tuesday for the foreseeable future, 3 p.m, be here on the scan. My tech wizard has found out why we might have had some glitches, and we will be working to make sure that that is fixed. We thought we had it last time, but alas, it wasn't an internet issue at all. It had to do with, I don't know, something else. And I think Kevin, Bob, thank you. You pointed us in the right direction. This has been recorded. You can go and watch it again if you require the need on YouTube. Just flick on the notifications. Make sure you subscribe so you also get my watch list videos that go out when there's markets that are moving. In the description below, you'll see the link to register for the webinar, the part 2. If you would like to watch part 1, because you haven't yet seen it, please email admin, ADMIN, at tradercobb.com, and we will send you that link through. So on behalf of myself, Craig Cobb, Trader Cobb, and of course the great team at FTX that are making all of this possible and giving you a free education, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you this time next week. But don't forget, Thursday, 4 p.m, part 2 of part 4, of part 2 of a 4-part series. I'll be taking you through all the ingredients. Do not miss this one. If you miss this one, it's going to make it really difficult for the next one. So make sure you're there, 4 p.m, and we'll do it together. Have a great day. Stay safe. Keep your head down, guys. Speak soon. Bye.